It launched early and looked unbeatable. Then came the red lights. This is how a billion-dollar mistake almost ended Xbox forever. When Microsoft's second home video game console, the Xbox 360, was released in November 2005, it was a pretty big deal. Most notably, it was the first console capable of rendering and outputting high-definition graphics, and it did this while hitting stores a year before its direct competitor in Sony's PlayStation 3, the Japanese tech powerhouse's own first HD console. The original Xbox had been a major success during the upheaval that was the sixth generation of video game consoles, one that featured Sega's hardware's swan song in the Dreamcast, the runaway juggernaut that was the Sony PlayStation 2, and Nintendo losing ground with its GameCube console. Microsoft was now a major competitor in the console wars, and after establishing popular IP like the Halo franchise, the launch of the 360 was hotly anticipated. Xbox seemed primed to use its head start to dominate its PS3 rival, as well as Nintendo's underpowered, eccentric Wii hardware. Quickly though, there ended up being a massive monkey wrench thrown into the mix. A surprisingly large number of Xbox 360 owners found their consoles displaying the unit's generalized error message, a combination of red lights that was soon dubbed the Red Ring of Death. Gamers, Microsoft, and third-party technicians all sought to find a solution to a vague problem that involved poor thermal design, and eventually, Microsoft did its best to rectify the issue. The Red Ring of Death was technically a generalized error message for hardware issues. In practice, though, it became closely associated with a major thermal issue that rendered a disproportionately large number of Xbox 360 consoles unusable. Though poor thermal design was what generally received blame, it wasn't a more obvious problem like overheating. It wasn't until 2021, well after the console's end of life, that Microsoft fully explained what happened in an entry in the Xbox documentary series on the brand's official YouTube channel. Xbox hardware engineer Leo Del Castillo explained, "The breakthrough came when we understood that the connections that were being broken were not located on the motherboard, but they were actually located inside the components. The reason it was breaking was thermal."
But it wasn't because of the peak temperature, it was because when the unit would get hot and then cold, hot and then cold, every time it did that, it would stress the connection.
At the time, though, this wasn't inherently known by Microsoft, or even the third-party electronics repair community. When it came time for Microsoft to publicly acknowledge the Red Ring of Death and announce a plan to fix affected consoles, the solution seemed fair. The company extended the usual one-year warranty to 3 years for red-ringed consoles, complete with free shipping for the repairs, plus reimbursing customers who'd previously paid to fix such consoles. This was announced via an open letter from Microsoft executive Peter Moore that was posted to the company website in 2007. On behalf of the whole company, he also thanked the Xbox 360 users for their loyalty to the brand during an incredibly frustrating situation. All told, in the aftermath of this announcement, Microsoft paid $1.15 billion to fix red-ringed Xbox 360 consoles and reimburse those who'd been forced to pay for service. Moore reflected on the situation 8 years later on Podcast Unlocked and credited former Microsoft CEO Steve Ballmer, saying, "If we hadn't made that decision there and then and tried to fudge over this problem, then the Xbox brand and Xbox One wouldn't exist today."
If you're an Xbox gamer, you can thank Steve Ballmer for not even hesitating